This is the News Express. It is Monday, the 23rd of April, and I'm Varuna Clements Thalla from the Mumbai News Centre. And these are the top stories at this hour. Telecom regulator tries all set to give its recommendations on 2G spectrum auction today. Bloomberg UTV learns that it could sound the death knell for the telecom sector as the revised charges could be steep. Now, the regulator could even usher in spectrum liberalisation.
As long as it takes, if it takes 5 years, 2 years, anything, as long as it gives me good, investment.
Okay, Sunil, Kingfisher, of course, a financially strapped airline where it is in the middle of debt restructuring, and SpiceJet is one stock that is in focus today because it is planning to expand in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Is this a good sector to get into? And if not, can you suggest another sector?
Bollywood music is what you are looking for, then a musical evening by trio Shankar Ehsaan Loy is the perfect way of spending your Saturday. And for some lovers of art in Chennai, the second edition of Art Chennai starts from Sunday.
Welcome back. Still watching Wall Street. Now, Asian markets ended higher on a possibility of further monetary stimulus from the Federal Reserve to boost growth. The trading was subdued with Japanese and Chinese markets that were closed on account of a public holiday today. And on to our markets. It's been a good start of the week for the markets. Both the Sensex and the Nifty ended higher by almost 1% each. Beyond the main indices, both the mid caps and the small caps also ended up in trade.
Todd, you just said that Bernanke was extremely positive at the symposium, but unlike him, Christine Lagarde seemed a little pessimistic. She used the phrase, dangerous new phase for the world economy. How dire is the situation? Thanks for those details, Diana, but I'm going to ask you to continue to stay with us as the country's second largest private sector lender, HDFC Bank, also reported its numbers today. And once again, we see a consistent outperformer. The bank reported a 30% year-on-year growth in the fourth quarter net profit that was driven by strong growth in loan book and fee-based income. Let's do a quick check on Asia. Asia still trading in the red. The Nikkei average fell for a second day today, hit by concerns about the weakening US economy. Shanghai down nearly 1%, while the heightened chance of Japanese authorities intervening in currency markets to curb the appreciation of the yen may lend support to the markets. And as you can see, costs were down nearly 3%. Okay, joining us on the phone line this morning to give us a better perspective of the economic scenario is Ananta Nageshwaran. He's an independent analyst. Good morning, Ananta.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Can't complain.
Okay. So, last week it was, we saw a seesaw session in trade. In fact, volatility was the name of the game. Optimistic start for this week. What do you make of the markets and the global economic outlook? Well, Bernanke seems pretty optimistic considering the GDP numbers have been revised and now it's down, 1%. And we just heard Michael Spence saying that there's a 50% chance of recession. What do you think? Do you expect a double dip?
But moving on, in his first telecast interview, Reserve Bank of India's Deputy Governor Anand Sinha says the non-performing assets of banking system have almost bottomed out. Now, by his estimate, the worst case scenario, about 20% of the restructured assets in the banking system can turn bad.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Life in Style. Thank you so much for joining us. More news and updates to follow after a short break.